Yes, guys, welcome back to another stream, man. I'm joined by the lads. We're going to be discussing today's performance, today's result. We'll be discussing Rico Lewis because there's a lot of chat on him. Pep's tactics, league, Juventus, anything basically that people want to speak about. So make sure you smash the likes. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel as well if you guys are new. Let me start off with Steve, man, because I know you've only got a short period of time. Fire away, man. What you saying? Also, I want to hear about your Rico take, man, because you said it.
I got you, bro. Before. I got you. Bro, first of all, big up the chat, big up the panel, big up yourself, innit? Of course. Unfortunately, my club is turning me into an alcoholic at the moment, so I'm going for a little drink tonight. I was trying to be a chill guy tonight, but after that result, bro, I'm gone. But, yeah, man, so I was already pissed off to begin with because it's 3 o'clock kickoff and the streams were crap, so I was struggling, man. I was relying on your watch-along for quite a bit of it, but I got there in the end. But, yeah, man, the lineup was shit, bro. Shocking. It was just, like, disheartening. As soon as I seen Grealish and Doku on the bench, I just knew it was going to be a long day. You know what I'm saying? I knew it was going to be long, bro. Nunes had to be in midfield because I think Grealish was the big reason why we got a result the other night, because of his energy, his legs, his physicality, which was not there in midfield tonight, non-existent, which is seen by the stats. One tackle made, something like that, bro. That is disgraceful, bro. And you got Nunes, he's got like the amount of tackles that the whole team's got, and he's on the left wing. Shocking, bro. What else did I want to say? So, Rico, yeah, obviously. So, listen, there's a lot of talk about his age, bro, but like, I don't know what are these man looking for. Are these man trying to date him or something, bro? Like, honestly, like, I'm sick of it, bro. Like, I don't care how old you are, innit? Like, I've seen enough of me, bro. For me, he's not a starting 11 player. Yeah, he scored a great goal in that, but he's a good 12 man for me, bro. Do you know what I mean? I ain't got no room for luxury players, bro. I know you think he's a luxury player, innit? But I ain't got no room for them at the moment. Do you know what I mean, bro?
Yeah. I think
that's
why for me he was good last year and like the year before, because he's with Rodri and that. Rodri sort of covered the weak aspects of his game.
Yeah, bro, but like, you know, at the moment, obviously I understand today he had to be in the team because he's literally had nobody, bro. Like, I get it in it, but for me, like, I've seen enough, man, to say that when we got a full strength squad, he's not in the starting 11. As well, bro, I wanted to touch on Savio as well. I've got wrote here as well. He's shooting, man, bro. What is going on? There was that one chance he was in the box, yeah, and that would have been a big time to score as well, and he could have even passed it to Haaland if he didn't back himself, but he shot and he's not even hitting the target, bro. It's dreadful, man.
Still not got a goal. In 1,153 minutes he's played, 19 games totals this season. Still no goal.
I really like the guy, innit, bro? But his shooting's just starting to piss me off, bro.
I don't even remember him ever even making a keeper make a save, me. Ever.
That's it. He's not even hitting the target.
He don't even work the keeper, ever.
There's no power in his shots either.
Bro, it's the accuracy, man. It's bent.
Yeah.
It's always going wide, bro.
He's got no composure, has he? As soon as the ball lands to his feet, you know he's spooning it every time. Got no confidence in him, man, at all in front of goal.
For real, bro.
No, thing is, I wouldn't care if other people were able to score, but considering it's only Haaland these days, you need other people to step up.
I know. He's got to put his chance away again, though, hasn't he? That big chance, man, with the ball. I know it was a good save, but Haaland's having these chances early.
There's no excuses, bro. I don't want to hear good save, bro. He's hit the keeper's head.
He's got to score. He's got to score, man. He's got to
man.
That's why I've never bought into the whole Spurs curse thing. You know, missing the chances isn't unlucky. It's your own fault.
Yeah, and even in like the Arsenal game, he could have put that to bed early, and he's missing chances early in the game, and it's coming back to bite us on the arse, man, every time.
LB, let me just touch on Pep before I go, bro. Yeah, is that all right?
Yeah, sweet, man.
So, on Pep, bro, yeah, obviously I see Tinsey in it. Listen, Tinsey is a bit of a mad guy in that, but I respect Tinsey. I respect his opinions. Listen, if it was Pep's first season, we'd be talking about him going out the door, mate. We would, let's be real. But this is not Pep's first season. It comes a time when there has to be sentiment involved, bro. And sentiment is well and truly involved for me. I don't care how bad this season goes, bro. I ain't never going to be Pep out in it because I've got a heart, bro. Fucking hell. Like, we not got a heart out here. He's done so much for us, bro. You get me? But listen, his decisions today, I was really annoyed by. To be fair, he can't even do much because of the people, soft guys like Jack Grealish and Doku, man. Like, they've got no excuse to be injured again, man. But yeah, I just wanted to say that on Pep, bro. Like, for me, you have to have sentiment in it. Come on, Tinsey, bro.
I think. I mean, it depends. I think you do, but then some other people just see it as like a sport, and if you're not performing, you're not performing. But I think you've got to put it in the bank.
Yeah, for sure, bro. You've got to have a heart in this game, bro. Like, as far as I'm concerned, when he's done what he's done for as many years, he's done it. Like, where's your heart, bro? Do you know what I mean? Yeah, man.
Yeah. All right, bro. I appreciate you joining, man. Appreciate you joining.
Yeah, big up. Thanks for having me on again, man. Appreciate it, innit?
Yeah, big up, bro.
No worries, man. Big up to Steve.
Have a good one, lad.
Let me throw it out to you boys then. Let's do Pep's tactics first of all, man. Because I seen some. I put a tweet out and I said, listen, for me, I think this is on Pep. I think that the decision. What I don't get is right on Wednesday, when we played Forest, or Tuesday, whenever it was, right? We played Forest, right? He put Jack Grealish in the middle, which gave us energy, it gave us legs, right? And he played Doku out wide, he done really well. Now, for whatever reason, Doku and Grealish can't play today. Why, instead of changing the system that has worked for the first game in 8 matches, would you not just change the personnel? Why wouldn't you put Nunes in the middle? And I know Nunes isn't as good on the ball as Grealish, but he would provide the energy. He'd provide the physicality, right? And it's just like he's gone back to the system that's not been working. And then, by the way, as well, speak on this, boys, yeah? Bernardo Silva had one of his best games for ages on the right wing against Forest, back in the middle today. And other than the pass, which was a good ball, I just didn't know what he's doing. Let me throw it out to you, Jay. Let me start with you, man. What are you saying?
Oh, man. Just as soon as I seen the teammate, I kind of had a bad feeling as soon as I seen it. I mean, you go back to Wednesday, like we were saying, probably the biggest positives in the game, which we were talking about, was Grealish's legs in midfield, his ball carrying, how good of a game Doku had. So things are starting to look up. And the best things about our performance on Wednesday then are the first people to come out of the team. I just don't get it at all, man. And I think if they're obviously fit enough to have played practically a full game the other night, then they should be fit enough to be able to play a full one today. I don't get it at all, man. The back four absolutely stinks rotten. I think, honest to God, we must be the easiest team to score against in the Premier League, and I'm being deadly serious. This Crystal Palace team were the second lowest scorers in the whole division before today, and they could have put four or five past us. It's absolutely despicable, man. How the centre backs like push up with the men, and then the two full backs are still sat behind playing on everyone on side. There's no communication between them. None of them can defend. Walker's absolutely fucked it for me. I don't want to see him play ever again, to be honest with you. Rico again, absolutely stunk the gaff out, getting bullied physically, losing the ball. It's just beyond words now, mate. So I really don't know what to say anymore.
And this is a great comment as well from Sports Talk, man. If it wasn't for Diaz today, he was blocking everything.
But he shouldn't be needing to do that, should he? He's blocking about 6-7 shots because we can't keep hold of the ball. You see, even Gundogan's pulling out of tackles here all over the pitch, like half-hearted ass tackles when he's supposed to be our number 6. And I know everyone will say, "Oh, protect him, his age, and he shouldn't have to play this many games." But he should at least be putting in fucking 100%, mate, and going into a tackle, winning the ball. That's how we conceded the first goal. 3 players in a row, half-ass tackle, lose the ball 3 times in a row, and they're in on goal. It's pathetic, man. All you want to see is people giving 100% in it, and I can't say that any of them did today, unfortunately.
Yeah. He took everything that worked from Tuesday and just threw it out the window, or Wednesday, whenever it was. I mean, on the first goal, we tried a high line and we got caught out yet again. I don't know what the deal is with that.
It's mad.
It's always down our left as well, I feel like. Then again, it was also Walker's fault for keeping everyone on side.
Bro, Walker, man. Danny, speak on Walker, man.
The thing is, though, we know what we're getting from him. So I just don't know why he has the armband at this point. Like you say, every single stream, let him focus on playing well.
I know. But people think it's like, and it is. It's like well bad that you're stripping him of the captain's armband. But like, he isn't the captain in the team anyway. We can all see that on the pitch. We can all see that Diaz is the one leading. You see it on corners. You see Diaz is the one telling people what to do. You see it before the games. It's always Diaz. You take the armband off Walker, he can just focus on football. He can just focus on playing. Yeah, at the moment, he's got this pressure of leading. I think the captain's armband might have just been too much for Walker, and it's pushed him over the edge, mate. Because again today, involved in both goals. I say it on the streams all the time. Every goal we concede, he's somehow involved with it, whether it's a bit or whether it's majorly. He's always involved in a goal when he's on the pitch, and it's just like, bro, I said it, man. I think I'd get rid of him in January. I think it's best for him.
Yeah.
I think it's best for him if he just left in January. I think this constant barrage of like, abuse that he's getting online. You know, I've seen some people tweet some nasty shit. He sees it, you know what I mean? And I just think for me, just let him leave. Go Saudi Arabia, mate. Get the bag. You've been amazing for us, right? And then let's go and get a new right back. Because for me, every game he plays is costing us.
Yeah, no, I almost feel bad for him at this point, you know.
Him and Rico both cost us a goal a game every time they play, I feel. And I'm sorry, not both of them should have played today. I would have gone for Simpson Pusey in the middle. We obviously know that he can do the business in there. And then you've got to bring either Rico or Walker out from the start, man. I do not trust to play with both of them as our fullbacks from the get-go in any game. So it's on Pep as well, the team that he put out.
Bro, speak to us, man. What are you saying?
Yeah, it's just same story, different day, isn't it, really? Kyle Walker inevitably is at fault for goals. You know, he's set pieces. He's not even jumping. He's not making any attempt to head that ball. Thought it was a bit harsh on Rico for that second yellow. Well, you know, wasn't a bad foul at all. I thought the ref was poor today. Thought there was a couple of things that he did that was wrong. Towards the end of the game, I'm pretty sure it was like the last second of the game, Doku was through on goal and he blew the whistle. Obviously the challenge as well that Rico made, just another poor decision from the ref. Pep's come out in his press conference and said that we're the worst team in the Premier League for set pieces, or every team in the Premier League is better at us than set pieces.
I don't know. It should see United.
I don't feel that set pieces is the problem. I think we just need to go back to basics. Just basic defending, holding too much of a high line. It almost feels at times like we're playing sort of prime Ange ball. I don't like this high line. It's ridiculous. We're getting caught out far too many times with it. We're playing a high line with defenders that have absolutely no pace, bar Walker. You know, if you look
and
at
I'd argue that has
back
he even
line,
got pace, mate, because he's
Yeah.
dropped off
No.
in pace.
I
He's
don't
wild.
even think fast anymore.
I don't even think he's that
yeah.
fast.
Well, I
anymore.
mean, if you were to argue it, you know, you look at all the other defenders, just haven't got pace, don't need to be playing that high line. Midfield again is at fault for the reasons why we're not creating as much, why we're not defensively as strong as we should be. I think you're completely right. Taking Grealish out and putting Núñez in just gives that energy that we need in the midfield. Bernardo Silva should have been out on the right wing. Savinho's, I don't know whether it's a lack of confidence at the moment or it's a lack of momentum, but for the first 5 games of the season, I think he had something like 4 assists. So 4 assists in his first 5 games looked really, really good. And then he had that problem with his knee and publicly come out and said that he's got this reoccurring knee injury problem. And then since then, he's been in and out of the team. I don't know whether it's a momentum thing, because he's not getting consistent game time. But again, we need to show, we're the champions of the Premier League. We need to show that ruthlessness. If you're not performing, you shouldn't be playing.
The problem is everyone's injured, Bevel. Bob's injured. Fucking Doku's apparently
yeah,
not
and then
fit.
that again. Yeah, and then again, that's a failure from the club. If you look at the team that we played against Forest in midweek, you could say, oh yeah, there's some injuries there, but I don't think that the players that we have brought in are good enough to be replacements for the players that we are missing. So you look at the likes of Gundogan. Is Gundogan a sufficient replacement for Rodri? No. Is he a sufficient replacement for Gundogan 2 years ago? No. It's just a failure from the club, and I do feel like Pep has been really, really let down by the club and the signings that we've made. I do feel like Pep probably has a part to say in the signings, but ultimately it's the club that makes the decision. I just think the club have failed him. This whole rebuild should have been done in 2024, not 2025. And this is showing now. It's showing how we are performing now and the results that we are getting now. This is showing from the failure of the club in the summer.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. And by the way, I would actually push it back even a year. I think the rebuild should have started after we won the treble, bro.
23 to 24, yeah.
I think that we
100%.
should have got rid of a couple of players then and just do it. Because what we've done is now, everyone's talking about this mad rebuild. The reason why we've got to do this mad rebuild is because we've not bought anyone properly in the last 2 years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which is why I think every year you need to be signing 1 or 2 players that turn the needle, that push you further forward. And this year we've obviously not done it. Last year we did it kind of with Gavadio, but that's not really anything. That's just like a 6 signing.
Yeah, it was Gvardiol and Doku. I think they saw Doku as a sort of future-proofing player, but again, you don't just need players for the future. You need players that you can bring in and actually do something with. It's all well and good signing players for the next 5-10 years, but if they ain't cutting it now, then what's the point in signing them?
Yeah,
The Doku addition would have been fine but we lost Cole Palmer in the process. So if we would have kept Cole and added Doku, then we would have been in a good position because you would have had a Cole Palmer to come in. Yeah, so we would have had those people to come in when a KDB's out, whatever. But losing, it's kind of a one in, one out. That doesn't help. We're not progressing. We're not moving forward. So that was, I agree.
No, but if we had Doku and Palmer, you wouldn't have Oscar Bob now. I think he would.
No, I don't think we'd have Savio.
Oh, okay.
That's my opinion. I mean, you might be right, Danny, but I just don't think we would have signed Savio.
No, I think we'd have Palmer and Bob, wouldn't we?
I think so, but who knows? It might be that you didn't have Bob, but listen, when the thing is, when you've got Palmer slamming goals in left, right, and centre, and it's a crazy situation. People talk about this Pep Blue in the chat. I don't know, man. He didn't start for Valencia today, so I'm not sure what's going on there. You know what I mean? Why didn't he start? I was going to stick it on, but it didn't start for some reason. So I don't know, man. But yeah, for me, I just think with this rebuild that we're talking about, which should have started 2 years ago, and has been sort of neglected. I'd start it in January. I'm really now pushing for 2 to 3 signings. I really think that one is not enough, and I think if they do one, they're going to put themselves under massive pressure because there's 6 or 7 players that are all at risk of leaving. And by the way, yes, I was meant to say this before, I forgot to say it, right? That every year, there's always, well, not always, but there's a lot of the time, you always get one player that no one ever seen leaving, decide that they want to get off or something. Do you know what I mean? So what happens if we've all got this list of like 6, 7 players that we all agree probably should leave or probably are going to leave like either this summer or next summer? What about if like some random guy who I can't even think of just decides he wants to go? Because that can happen. I just think if you only get one player in January, lads, I just feel like you're just putting yourself under massive pressure to get deals done. Go and get 2 or 3 players done this January. Yeah, it only costs you 100 million. Go and get me a right back. Go and get me a midfielder. You get me a backup striker. Yeah. Or centre back if Ake and Stones are seriously getting injured, and then in the summer you only have to do another 3. I think they're putting themselves under massive pressure if you only get one or none.
Do you count Echeverri in those 2 to 3 players?
No.
Or do you think we need 2 players as well? No. Yeah, I'm with you. I've heard some talk of Douglas Luiz as a loan deal. I'm all for that. More so because it's not a permanent signing, so we can go and get who we want properly in the rebuild. But I think he's enough. He would be enough as a backup DM to come in, and he's Premier League proven. And I just feel like he could come in and slot into that 6th position absolutely fine.
It's not worked out for him over there, has it? He's pretty much not in the team at all, is he?
No.
Nah. I'm on that hype train. Douglas Luiz for me is like.
I thought he was mint for Villa last year.
We need to be going and getting him.
Yeah, especially if you can't get Zubimendi or whatever, and you're not sure on who else to get for. Like, just go and get him on a loan deal. You know what I mean? And then just like for me, then if you don't get that, then I think you should probably sign a centre half or sign someone else, because like this is the problem with that deal. Yeah, if you get him on loan, then you're just pushing the can down the road, unless you do one of these like option to buy things. You know what I mean? So that sort of like solves that part of the issue. But yeah, I don't know, man. I do like Douglas Luiz, and he's only young. I think he's only like 26.
Yeah,
he is.
He's
only.
Yeah, he's not as old as you think he is. Yeah. Another player that was with us that has gone elsewhere, but we're asking for him all back now, aren't we?
I know, it is mad. Tariq, man, let me bring you.
That wasn't a bad decision on our part, though. The Douglas Luiz thing was just an issue with the couldn't get his visa or whatever it was. Yeah,
it's just tough hearing everyone saying all these players that they want back now. Like everyone was saying, Palmer and Fingy, Lavia, Delap, everyone's saying they want them all back now, and we had them a couple of years ago.
So we all love Pep, and we would never get rid of him. But there is a question as to why can we not find a way to get some of these players? I have a question. You guys don't, because you guys are smart. So if the chat gets to going, they can come at me. But I got to ask the question, why can't he find a way to get these players minutes and, experience on the pitch? Because when I look around, I see other managers managing to do that. Granted, results are going to be mixed, whatever, and we're competing for, the top trophies every single year. So I get that it's a little bit more difficult for us, but someone put in the chat, Wilson Esperan. Why have we not seen him? We've got struggles at left back. We've got struggles on defense. Granted, he's maybe a little bit more attacking, but he's got pace. He's stronger than Rico is. Why have we not at least seen if he can do it or not? Now, again, maybe Pep is just, he's watching in training and he just knows he's not there. I saw him in the US. He was okay. Wasn't bad. Wasn't great, but wasn't bad. He's at least did enough to get minutes. I don't understand why we can't see our young players get any time.
I think for me, the problem is when you're in the run of form that we're in, where we're pretty much losing or look like we're losing pretty much every game. What we need to do is we need to get the confidence back in the team before we start chucking academy players in. Mm-hmm. Because what you need your most experienced players, the likes of, Gundogan and Foden and Kev and Grealish and these players that have sort of been in the squad and around the squad and been there and done it. We need them to be filled with confidence before we're going and chucking academy players in there, because if the whole team isn't performing, all you're doing is adding more pressure onto these academy players. We saw it with Simpson Pusey. We weren't playing very well, and Simpson Pusey ended up coming into the team and we got absolutely spanked. What was it, 4-1? And then the week after got spanked. The next game got spanked 4-0 by Spurs. So I just kind of feel like it's not the right time to bring them in. If we were consistently playing well and winning games and pulling out results and grinding out results, then by all means give them minutes. But I don't think now's the right time and the place to do that. That's just my opinion.
Every game's almost become like a must-win, hasn't it? Really, over the last couple. The last.
But does that? Does that then magnify the mistake of not getting them minutes when we were in a good run of form, when we were winning?
I don't know, man. It's tough. It's tough to say, just because
we won everything. So you don't want to question it.
Team,
I get it.
I feel like this City team in the past, over the last few years, we have always gone on these crazy runs where we've had a good solid 11 that play week in, week out, and they get a good proper run of games, and we can rely on these 11 players to turn up literally every game regardless. So I feel like, especially in a run of form like this, I know you go back to when we're winning, to give them a run out then, but it's just difficult when you've got the likes of Arsenal and Liverpool who are going to win the majority of games in a season to even risk playing those players in the Premier League, unless you're obviously ravaged by injuries. And it's especially magnified at the moment, like you say, because we're finding ourselves in the position now where we're actually in a top 4 race at the moment. We can't really afford to be taking these risks with the academy players. Even the seasoned ones like Rico, like you say, are really struggling at the moment. So this is when the experienced players who have been through the treble season and the Centurion seasons really do need to be stepping up, really, and we need to be relying on them a bit more.
The thing is, when we were winning, we didn't have all these injuries, so the academy players weren't even getting in.
Yeah, they were always going to struggle to get in, weren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is weird. Let me come to some of these chats, man. Smash these likes up, guys, if you've not done so already, man. Big up to Sai, says, I was traveling to Oman, reached now. Usually my flight has live matches, but it didn't. I'm seeing the highlights right now. I'm glad I wasn't there. Garbage, says Sai. Yeah, not good, bro. Not good. Big up to LB, says, I'm worried about United's pace next week. And he also says, I seriously consider getting Nemecha 30 mil. Which one?
Felix, I'm guessing.
Not another City fucking.
I don't know which one he's on about. Is he on about the striker or is he on the midfielder? I don't know. Could do both of them, to be honest with you. Yeah. I can't lie. Big up, LB. Let us know in the chat which one you're on about. Tariq, man, what did you make of the of Pep's tactics today in terms of taking out? We spoke about it a little bit at the start, but I'm interested to get your views. taking out Núñez, put him on the left wing instead of in the middle, putting Bernardo back into the middle instead of right wing. Obviously, Grealish apparently had some sort of issue last night, hence why he didn't start. Doku, I think, was purely just precautionary. But what did you make of it, man? A lot of talk online about it. Some people say he had to do it. Some people are saying no, he didn't. I'm saying no, he didn't. But what's your take, bro?
If you're telling me that Grealish wasn't able to go, then he's not able to go. But I was expecting, I guess, to a certain extent, to see Grealish through the middle. When we were told that Gundo was coming back, I was actually excited because we hadn't gotten anybody in. I thought he could be a good cover for Rodri in moments, in small spells, not like long term. And I've gotten to a point where I sad to say, I don't want to see him playing right now. I want him to just get some time away. So yeah, I would have much preferred Grealish through the middle as opposed to Gundo there. It's frustrating and it's hard to, I try not to be too critical, but yeah, it's frustrating to see. I don't know, man. It's a little disappointing. Going down so early makes it feel different, I guess, because we would have maybe I wouldn't have wanted to see Núñez on the left, but he gets an assist from out there. So I guess is it really all's well that ends well, or do you criticize the decision because you disagree with it, or do you basically go off the outcome? The outcome was he played there, he got an assist. Does that make it right? Does that make it okay? I don't know. I personally would. I want to see him through the middle. I want to see his strength, his aggressiveness. I want to see that through the middle because I think that's what we're missing. We don't have anybody. I love Rico Lewis, but the fact of the matter is he's not strong enough, and he gets bullied off the ball. And they were attacking him. Every time he got the ball, they were coming at him in waves because they knew they could muscle him off the ball. If he's got space, he's fine. But if you get him in tight spaces and if you get a big body up against him, he's going to go over. He's going to give the ball away. I need someone that can hold their own in there. So I would rather see, if we're saying, Rico is inverting, coming into the middle, I'd rather see Núñez in the middle than to see Rico there right now. So
bro, check this out. I don't know if you've seen this, Tarek, yeah? Our ground duels today in midfield,
that's ridiculous.
We won one ground duel out of 17.
My God,
that's crazy.
These are these half-ass tackles, man. And Gundogan did it so many times today. He was pulling out of tackles, going in, like literally pulling out of challenges when he was going in for 50-50s. And I don't know whether he's got to the age now where he's worried about getting injured and thinking that'll be it for him if he does take a big hit. But just the way that people were putting themselves about today was embarrassing, man. And I'm not surprised about that stat at all. Because you could see it every time.
Núñez had 8-1. He won 8 ground duels himself. Our whole midfield only won 1.
This is what he does. Even if Núñez is stinking up the place on the ball, right? He puts himself about, doesn't he? He's got legs. He puts himself about and he gives 100%, to be fair to him. Right? He was poor on the left today. I know he got his assist and stuff, but we can't expect Núñez to be going past people and dribbling and things like that. Yeah. That is his game, man. Just putting himself about the pitch with legs. We looked good on Wednesday because we had legs in midfield and we've just taken them away. Will fucking Hughes was the best midfielder on the pitch today. Do you know what I mean? It's embarrassing, man. All those big talent players and you're getting run about by Will fucking Hughes, the Watford superstar. So,
well, I keep on getting told though, like we can't play Núñez in the middle because he's not good enough the ball, blah 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 blah. And I'm like, I get that he's not great on the ball and he might lose it a couple of times, but the pros of playing him there in terms of the speed, energy, physicality, surely outweigh the 1 or 2 or 3 times he's going to lose the ball. And by the way, you're acting as if Gundogan and Rico Lewis never lose the ball, which is a complete myth.
Right. Rico lost the ball a lot today. It was
so many times.
So frustrating.
It's so mad because I'm not even like rating Núñez like that. I mean, in fact, you know what I've come to conclude? There's a lot of players in this team now that I don't even rate, It hit me today because how many times do I say I defend this guy and I'm like, I don't even rate him like that. I'm just trying to be balanced. I've come to the conclusion, but there's a lot of players in this team that I actually just don't think are very good.
There's about 6 or 7 that shouldn't even be near the team, in my opinion. There's about 6 or 7 of them that just aren't good enough.
I came to the reality when I think it was when we were playing Liverpool. I looked at the 2 starting 11s and I was like, who would I have from that Liverpool team over this City team? And I was going through the players and I was like, I'd have him, I'd have him, I'd have him, I'd have him. And I looked back at it, I was like, wow. I was like, what have we actually become? And it's all down to the failure of the club. It's the club has failed Pep.
I mean, 4 seasons ago, the season we made the Champions League final, we had 2 starting 11s pretty much. We had one where we'd play the league games, and then we'd literally switch 11 players and go play in the Champions League knockouts.
And now you can't trust.
Do you want to know a mad stat? Right?
Yeah.
That Liverpool game was the first time by the bookies, we've been the underdog since April 2017.
Oh my God!
What, in any game?
In any game. That Liverpool game is the first game that we've been considered the underdogs since April 2017.
That is crazy.
That's wild.
Yeah.
All these Tottenham away games never had us fucking underdogs.
Yeah. You know what I find pretty strange as well, just completely off topic. Like, KDB looks absolutely fine fitness-wise. I mean, he might not be at like 100%, but like, I thought the way that Pep and the way that Kevin De Bruyne and the way that like these people was going on about his injury, I thought he was going to be coming back and be absolutely trash. You know what I mean? Like, bro, this guy's just like playing. You can tell like he's not quite at the top fitness level, but people are trying to tell me that his legs have gone. I'm not seeing that his legs have gone. Is he fast as he was? No, his legs ain't gone. So I don't know what these people have been talking about when they've been telling me that like he's nowhere near fit, because he looks pretty fit to me.
And he said, do you know what? He put a number of balls through today, where I know the Haaland one early on, but there was a couple where he slid Doku through, he slid Bernardo through, and they just didn't shoot. Doku was through, he didn't shoot, cut back, tried to pass it back to the edge of the box. Bernardo was through, cut back, tried to pass it to the edge of the box. Kev's creating these chances, but people just are either missing them or not even shooting. So he's obviously...
Look at that Haaland one that he played through.
Yeah,
exactly.
That Haaland one
weighted perfectly, and Haaland's got to score it at the end of the day, hasn't he? But I've not got any problems with KDB. And again, he was our only bright spot creative wise going forward today. So
he was the reason we won that Forest game.
100%.
He was the reason we won that Forest game.
There's one person in this entire squad I trust in front of goal, and even he misses big chances sometimes, and that's an issue. I think when we do this rebuild, we need to get goals from somewhere. You know, we talk about midfield, we talk about defense. Get me a winger who just gives me output. Like, it's all well and good Doku and Savio can run really fast, but they're just inconsistent. That's the issue I have.
I think this is Doku's second year, but for Savio, it's his first year. We know that typically there's been especially for attacking players, there's been a bit of a delay in, before we see their best out of them. So I like to think, because of what he did in La Liga, granted, it was at a smaller club in Girona, but still he did it in the league. I like to think that he'll come good with time. But unfortunately, he doesn't get time because we're not playing well enough for him to get time. We're putting these expectations on him. Yes, he's young. Yes, he's new, but we need you to come be prime Riyad Mahrez. That's what we need from you right now. And even Riyad took a minute before he became what we saw out of him here at City. So it's a little unfortunate for Savio because there's high expectations, and it's just like, we want you to score. God, we need you to score if we're going to have a chance. And that's a little unfortunate. I'll be glad when Bob is back, just to kind of give an additional option there.
Yeah, he's going to get the pressure then.
Yeah.
And by the way, he's hardly played football for City first team. If you actually check his minutes played, he's hardly played for that.
Imagine
it's going to be unfair.
Expect of him when he comes back now, after everyone's saying how much we've missed Bob and how much he was going to kick on this year. Everything is going to be relying on this young lad coming back now when he finally does return from injury.
He's played 900 minutes for us.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's going to be a little unfair because there's going to be a lot of hype put on him. There already has been a lot of hype put on him. There's going to be a lot of expectations. And again, he had done so well to position himself for this moment. But to a certain extent, you're almost like starting over. He's been out for so long. It's like you got to get yourself back to that level that he was. And we're going to want him to come in and be at that level day one. And I just don't think that's realistic. And unfortunately, again, we need him to be there. But if he can be what we saw in the summer, then it'll go a long way towards helping.
You know what I've been thinking, about this whole winger situation, right? I think if you don't sell Grealish, I think I'd move Grealish to a permanent midfielder and buy a new winger who scores goals.
I'm with you.
Because then as well, by the way, that means you only have to sign. Well, you don't have to sign an extra midfielder. You get your DM, you get your creator, and that's it.
But I want proven numbers, man. I cannot be investing in potential.
What on the wing?
Again. Yeah,
the wing.
I cannot. We cannot invest and take the risk in more potential talent. I need someone who's putting up numbers right now, and he's proven at the very top that they can put up these numbers, because that's the one thing we're missing, man.
I'd go all out for Rodrigo, man. I seriously would. I'd try and get Rodrigo, man. Does that guy put out enough numbers, Rodrigo?
He scores. Yeah, he scores plenty. He scores, especially in a team as well where you're kind of sharing the load with players like Mbappe and Vinicius Jr. The fact that he is still putting up decent numbers when a lot they're going to be getting the majority of the ball is a good sign. We know we can find the back of the net. He's done it against us before in the past, hasn't he? So, yeah, I don't mind the Rodrigo shout.
The other side on Rodrigo, which I really, really like, is look at his age. He's like, what, 23, 24?
23,
yeah.
Yeah, this is Rodrigo's numbers, just league. So far, he's got 3 goals, 1 assist. Last year, 10 goals, 5 assists, just league only. Year before that, 9 goals, 9 assists. Year before that, 4 and 5. At his first season, he only played 1,000 minutes. He got a goal and 6 assists. Champions League, last year, 5 goals, 3 assists. Year before, 5 goals, 2 assists. Year before that, 5 goals, 2 assists. So I'd say they're decent numbers, to be honest with you. And listen, I know it could be tricky, going to Real Madrid, but you know what I mean? If this is a player that's only 23, he goes shut down 120, 130 mil, whatever it's going to cost. There's always those little rumours, isn't there, about Rodrigo? I don't know. You might not be able to get him out, but I'm just saying, let's try. Let's see what we can do, man. Other than that, I don't know who you could get. Kvaradona, does he put enough numbers out?
He did, didn't he? He did a season ago. I don't think he's been quite as productive as he was. But I mean, he's proven that he can do it in the past. Yeah.
Let me have a look at his numbers.
Dealing with Napoli.
He's got 5 goals,
5 goals, 3 assists in 14 games. Yeah.
Already this season. I mean, that's more than all our wingers combined.
Seen a lot of Nico Williams shouts as well. Obviously, he had a great Euros, didn't he?
Yeah, even Rodri's been on that.
Yeah, I'm not sure what are his numbers like in this year, LB.
I feel like Nico Williams has started slowly. That's what I've heard. Yeah, 1 goal, 3 assists in 14.
I don't know if he's
not great.
Prolific. I think we need someone who can get like 20 goal involvements in the league.
I'm telling you, right. I know people like write this off every time I say it. I like Cunha, man, from Wolves. I'm telling you now, and he scores goals as well. He scores goals as well. He can play anywhere in the front three, and he's an absolute baller. So you can trust him to play in any of those 3 positions up front. I'm telling you now, if he does go to a big club, come back to this, right? Come back to this moment right now, because I think he'll do bits.
Not another Wolves player, man.
Yeah, I know. We can't like that from the past, but I do really like him. I think he's a good player.
Thing is with our squad right now, we have pensioners, and then we have kids. We need to buy like 24 to 27-year-olds. I don't, again, like Jay said, I don't want all these. He could be good in the future.
Yeah,
I want numbers. I want, like, if we're getting a defender, I want someone who's proven he can be good. I don't need some 19-year-old kid who might be good in the future. We need names. The squad needs more names, I feel like.
Matoma?
I don't know. Does he? I don't think he scores enough, man. Even him last year didn't put up great numbers.
I think he was injured a lot though, wasn't he, last year?
Well, he was a bit of a flash in the pan, wasn't he, 2 years ago, where he had a really good season, and I know he's done all right this year, but still.
His first year for Brighton, he got 7 goals, 6 assists. Then last year, he got 3 goals, 4 assists, but he only played 1,400 minutes. This year, he's on 3 goals, 2 assists. So he's probably going to, he's probably going to get 9, 10 league goals, about 8 assists.
Yeah.
So what you're telling me is he'd be our best winger.
Yeah.
By numbers, yeah.
I
don't know, man. I just want. I think I know. Like, I want a name, man. I want a big name, man, because I feel like we need to put the frighteners on some of these teams, and like I want to go out there.
Many out there anymore, is there, that would like scare people like that?
Yeah, no.
Apart from your big obvious ones like Vinny Jr. and Mbappe, you can't think of any forward players. Really.
I try and go and get Rodrigo. I'd try and get him, and I know it's difficult. It could be hard, and it might not succeed. I'd go all out for Rodrigo. I would.
I think this is especially important when you're replacing KDB. If KDB goes and you bring in Sudakov, you're going to get laughed at. Like, no one's going to fear Sudakov. You need to.
I'm going to chuck a name out.
Go on.
I'm going to chuck a name out there. You're probably not going to like it. He's not as old as what you think. Kingsley Coman.
No, not for me.
He's 28. He's still got.
He's got the trophies, hasn't he? But
not for me. Nah.
He's been everywhere, hasn't he? All the top teams, and never really kind of cements himself into the proper starting 11, does he, Coleman? I think he's always more of a bit part player. I know he's obviously got a few Champions Leagues and stuff like that for multiple clubs, but I don't know whether I can trust him to make that wing his own for a full season.
Bro, he's got 3 arrows on the injury list on Transfermarkt. He's got 3 pages of injuries. So yeah, nah, not for me. No
He's
way.
28 though. Like, if you look at him, how many of them are long-term injuries?
I think
he got injured. He got injured today, by the way. He came on 71st minute and came off and stopped his time.
Actually,
yep.
I think Wirtz has got to be a must, LB. I know people saying it might be a bit unrealistic price-wise and about the contract and stuff, but I think he is the like-for-like replacement for KDB, and he's proven that he can score goals like he has done all this season. I think he's the perfect player to replace him and be able to kind of be that utility player as well as part of a front three if needs be. But definitely Wirtz. I think Wirtz and Zubimendi for me are must-buys, really, whether it's in January or in the summer. Them 2 of the men, I think.
Yeah, I'm being told that Wirtz don't want City though. That's the problem with that one.
Who knows that really? Who in here is mates with Florian Wirtz?
I'm just saying. I'm trying to get told, innit? Do you know what I mean? It's. I hope it's wrong because I agree with everything you just said.
I love him, man. I love him. I think he's a top player.
He is, man. Rafael Leao, people talking about him. I don't know, man. Whenever I watch him, he ain't great. But
end product again, innit?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know who you go for. I think for me, you got to go for Rodrigo. You got to go for Kvaradona. You know what I mean? Get one of them 2 for the left wing. But I do like the idea of making Jack Grealish a permanent midfielder. And then you get Zubimendi. So our midfield could look something like Rodri. This is just like the squad, not on paper. Like, you have Rodri, you got Zubimendi, you've got Grealish, you've got Foden, right? Then you buy your new creator. The dream is probably Wirtz. Right, and then I think you probably need one more cover. So what? Like you keep Kovacic? Would you be happy with that midfield then? Rodri, Zubimendi, Foden, Grealish, Wirtz, Kovacic.
Yeah, 6 players. Yeah,
and Echeverry is like there as well.
7 players for 3 positions. Yeah. That's fine.
You got 3 of them who can play the 6 or the 8 as well.
Yeah,
bit of utility play. I'm seeing a lot of. I know we've talked about ex-City players in the past. I'm seeing a lot of Sane shouts in the chat. What are we saying about that, boys? I know he's not always been a guaranteed starter at Bayern, but we saw how special he was when he was with us. And I don't know, his work rate was always a bit of a question mark. Would one be open to that return if he became available?
I don't know, man. You know when I watch him for Bayern, he's shooting. He's like that guy in Power League that just goes for power. I never see him try and like place it, man. And like, I don't know, mate, to be honest with you. I don't I don't
It's
see
tough one.
Sane.
I know.
It's a free transfer, but like, I don't want to be signing players just because they're free.
If it was
Like-
a free transfer, I would take Sane in a heartbeat.
All day.
So would you say-
If on a
It
free,
is
I would
a
take him in a
free.
heartbeat.
It is a free. He's out of contract. at the end of the
I
season.
would take him in a heartbeat.
On his
'Cause
day, Sane is unplayable, man. And
Yeah.
I know it's very rare that we see those days because you've got to question his attitude sometimes. But if you got a motivated Sane back, he could terrorize. You seen his assist record when he was at City, man? He was getting like an assist a game.
Got to check his stats.
Crazy.
Man.
You
His
used
stats
the
for us are
word.
crazy.
You use the word. He terrorized defenses. It literally struck fear when you saw him on one wing, Sterling on the other. It was amazing to watch. Those days may never come back. We may never play that way again. I don't know, but I liked having that option. And no disrespect, I love Doku. Savio's cool, but just running at goal, I don't think they can do what Sane can do or has done. Let's say it that way.
His numbers, right? He puts up decent numbers,
Mad
man.
numbers for City.
This is league only. For City, it's 2 seasons before he left. 10 goals, 15 assists. 10 goals, 10 assists. So that's 45 goal involvements in 2 years. Germany, since he's gone there, 6 goals, 10 assists, 7 goals, 7 assists, 8 goals, 7 assists, 8 goals, 11 assists. So far this season, only 1 goal, 1 assist, but he's only played 300 minutes. However, injuries since he's gone, this year he's already been injured twice. Last year he was injured 6 times. The year before that he was injured twice. So he is a bit injury prone. But if it's a free, get him on a cheap way. I don't know, man. For me, that'd be like your bottom of the list. I'd still be looking for Rodrigo. I'd still be looking for Cavaradonna. For me, this is another signing for me that I'm taking if I'm like everything else has failed.
Yeah.
This is
like
the Gundogan signing.
Yeah, the Gundogan signing in it all over. But like you say, everyone was absolutely buzzing to have Gundo back, saying we're going to do 5 in a row, aren't we? So.
No, but Nobbins used a phrase that I like. I don't want to sign players for the sake of signing players, because that's the easiest way to have to do another rebuild. We cannot make wrong signings. Like we've signed players these past 2 years, but so many of them have just missed. If we keep doing that, again, like I said a couple streams ago, this rebuild's going to last as long as we allow it to last. So
too many risky buys, man. Banking on potential rather
I've
than...
got some, there's an interesting comment in the chat. Let me go through these super chats and then I'm going to come to Lucas's comment there. Big up for Marshall, says, I don't think you're going to sign anyone. Way too much heat on the club at the moment because of the charges. The Prem are moving like feds in their crusade against you. We'll see. I don't know. So could that be some reason why we only spent 25 million a summer? I don't know. I don't think so, because they tried to sign Paqueta. They tried to sign Bellingham the year before. But to be honest with you, it could be right, but I don't know. We'll only truly know. The thing is, if City are innocent and they say they're innocent, they shouldn't be worried about that, should they? Do you get me? No. They should only worry about it if they think they're guilty, which they say they're not. Big up to Vasco as well. So these players are lazy, gutless, don't have the balls, says Vasco with the super chat there as well. Big up to you boys. Listen to this comment here. This is interesting. Big up Lucas, man. Sam Lee just said on his podcast that Bruno G could definitely happen in January.
Dropped a bollock on that one, didn't we?
Did you guys see the Eddie Howe as well say that they might have to sell players?
What, really?
Yeah.
I saw that.
Wow.
A couple
Let me
days
try and
ago,
find
right?
it. Let me
A couple
try
days
and-
ago, right?
Yeah, he said like 2 days ago, I think, Tarek, yeah.
What, because of FFP? They've got to get people out the door?
Yeah, basically. I'm just going to try and find the comment now.
Oh,
Do you remember what he said, Tarek? Exactly. Well, I'll try and find it.
I don't have the quote.
Here it is. Found it, bro. Let me pull it up. This is what he said. Our financial situation is not where we want it to be. We may have to sell players. I hope they won't be big players, but I can't guarantee anything.
It's a no-brainer then. If he becomes available, it's a no-brainer. It's a proven Premier League number 6 who's been one of the top 5 midfielders for the last 2-3 years, hasn't he? So no-brainer if he is available.
What? Lucas saying apparently Newcastle only want 65 to 80 mil.
Jesus Christ.
Take the money now.
What?
Pay them now and just have him show up on the first. Just go ahead, take the money. Don't play him. Just have him ready to be at our door on the first, and we're good.
We'll give them 65 and Kyle Walker and call it quits there.
Man.
Maybe
And
we get
again,
Bruno
I
G,
love
that's gonna be
Kyle
sick.
Walker, but I don't, man. Maybe so. Did you talk about the first goal? Do you think he was at fault for the first goal?
Yeah. He's
Oh,
I know
definitely
he
foul.
kept him on. He kept him on, right? And it's on the other side of the pitch. I've not been in that position, so I can't say should he have seen, should he have known. But he wasn't in line with Rico and everybody else. When
Yeah.
the player runs past Rico, Rico's like, well, you're offside. Why do I care? But then you got this guy keeping you on.
And as a fullback as well, it's the easiest to keep the line as a fullback because he can see all three of them.
Yeah.
So
You're just looking
why,
straight down,
if he's
yeah.
the furthest person back and he's a fullback, he can see the other three defenders. He's just slow and lazy getting out, man. End
See
off. Like he was slow and lazy going up for the ball off the corner. He couldn't even get off the ground. He talks about fighting. He's an interview merchant nowadays, isn't he? He talks about fighting, but he doesn't actually do any fighting on the pitch, unfortunately, nowadays. And I love Kyle, love what he's done for us, but I honestly, I don't want to see him on the pitch again, to be honest with you, because I can't trust players who are not willing to give 100%. And both of those goals came from him being sloppy.
He's
So
a liability on the pitch. He's costing us too many points.
it was. I don't know what you all saw on TV, but on the TV here, they were talking about how, he almost cost us a goal almost every game that he plays. He's almost always at fault for something that contributes to a goal. And I love him, but
Yeah, that's
you
true.
can't keep putting us in that position.
You know what's mad about that, Tariq? Yeah, I tell you what's mad about that.
And you're the captain.
You know when you say that, right? Because I say it all the time that like he's pretty much involved in every goal that we concede. Yeah, you know what's crazy about that, right? Is that sounds like somebody who's got an agenda against the player, but it's actually true.
No, it's true. It's actually true.
Every time he's on the pitch, if you look at the goal that we concede, most of the time he's involved in some way. Might only be a small way, might be a big way, but he's always seemed to be. And people will say, well, that's because he's a defender. Well, Ruben Diaz, was he at fault for any of the goals today? You have anything to do with it? Di Gvardiol? Like, bro, like it's just a madness. But listen, I got to the point with Walker where I'm just like, I think it's a sad situation now. I want him to leave in January, not because he's crap, because I actually just think this isn't good for him.
No, it's tarnishing his legacy, isn't it? The longer he stays, the longer he clings on, and just quite frankly, not really give a shit. It looks
We've
like
not won a single game this season in which he started. We've not won a single game where he started.
I think there was one. I think he started against Brentford when we beat him 2-1. And even then.
Oh, yeah. No, we shouldn't have won that game.
We shouldn't have won that game.
The fact that we can point to one is again just symptomatic. It just shows the problem that
but
we can only win one when you're starting. That's
you see him in the starting 11. You know you're conceding, don't you? Even against the Palace team who've scored 12 goals all season, you know you're conceding, and they've put 2 past us today. So yeah, it was to be expected.
Yeah, no, it is a madness. Lucas is saying apparently they're saying Bruno's not happy. Bruno's not happy at Newcastle. Probably, I don't know, it's because they're mid-table or what, but
well, maybe because he was expecting to leave in the summer, and then oh no, it's not going to happen.
I'm surprised at that. You know, I've always thought Bruno was one of the kind of kissing the badge characters there at Newcastle. He always seems to be giving it to him, so I'm pretty surprised at that. But you don't know what's going on behind closed doors, do you? So.
Bro, this is why I'm not writing off the season, mate. Yeah, because like if we go and land a Bruno G in January, right, and go and get me a new defender and maybe a backup striker or whatever, or Echeverry comes in and let's just hope he cooks. Then like, bro, there's no reason to suggest we can't win the Champions League or that we can't win the FA Cup.
Definitely.
This current squad, 100%, we ain't winning shit. But like, come on, man. Like the season
somewhere that Echeverry's injured.
Yeah, he is.
Did I hear
someone said that last week?
Injured?
Yeah,
he is injured.
Hamstring injury.
Yeah, I tell you what.
I'll say how long?
Right
how long? Oh, he's aiming to be back for one of the last 2 games, but I feel like we shouldn't let him do it.
What, the season?
Yeah, but their season doesn't.
Their season
their season ends.
Oh right. I was going to
say some hamstring injury. Yeah, it is a madness. It is mad. Well, the thing is though, Pep, you can't really blame Pep for playing him today. He had no real. Well, unless you want to play Simpson Pusey, like that is a legit option. I just don't know if playing Simpson Pusey against Mateta today would have been that could have been tough, but. Some people will say, well, he's cost us 2 goals, so just play Simpson Pusey anyway. I don't know. I don't really think Simpson Pusey's put a foot wrong, really.
No, I think he's all right, yeah.
So that's definitely an option, man. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Let's smash these likes up as well, guys. Smash the likes up. I can't believe that they're saying they could get Bruno G for 80 million. Bro, that's mad if that's true. 80 million for Bruno G.
Gotta send it.
Considering Ederson's like 60 million, you have to go for Bruno G for 65, 70 million. I mean,
yeah, you know it's hilarious as well. People telling me that like I get Frimpong because he can't defend, and it's like, well, Kyle Walker's not defending very well either at the moment. So like, well,
and he doesn't really offer much going forward either.
Yeah, exactly. So at least we'd have one of the two, wouldn't we, with Frimpong? So
get. Imagine if we got Bruno G and Frimpong in January. And Echeverry comes in as well.
And Frimpong's homegrown.
Yeah, which we're gonna need because I think we're gonna lose a lot of homegrown players.
Yeah, but when I read the rule, I got the rules up on screen, right? And like, I don't know if any of you was in the stream when I did it. And bro, them homegrown rules, it's basically saying that you just can't have more than 17 non-homegrown.
Right.
It didn't seem to suggest that you have to have like 7 or 8. It just seems to suggest that you can't have more than 17 non-homegrown players.
That's how I understood it too. But like our squad right now is what, 23, let's say 23 people. So I mean, if we lose a Stones, if we lose, and I think we have 17. Let's say we have 17 non English players, right? So if you lose a Stones, if you lose a Walker, if you let's see who else. Ake is homegrown because his time at Chelsea. So those are 3 players you just can't even replace them because you don't have spots for non-English players if we've got 17 full.
Well, currently we only have 13 non-homegrown players. So I think the point LB was making a few weeks ago is that we're chilling right now.
Yeah, we're chilling.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if that's the case, then yeah.
Yeah. However, Savio is not currently included on that list, is he, Danny?
Yeah. So now we're down to 12 because I counted them.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Savini,
is because he's young. Too young. He's on
21. That list is only if you're over 21. That is right, isn't it, Danny?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's not on the list, but then obviously in a year's time he'll then go onto the list.
Yeah.
But basically, it don't matter anyway because like we're chilling on that homegrown thing. The way I reviewed it, and I brought the rules up on screen and I read it. Me in the chat was like reading it, and it's not like anyone in the chat was like, "Nah, you're not getting this right." Like it literally on the Premier League website explained it, and it just suggested that you can only have 17 non-homegrown players, but they're not. They don't go onto that list unless they're over 21. So like Savinho doesn't count as one. So I think we're chilling. And by the way, I think Callum Doyle should be given a chance. Yeah, so bring him in. Right, there's one. Frimpong, people are telling him homegrown. There's another one, so he doesn't go onto the list either. Do you know what I'm saying? So, and if we do decide to keep Jack Grealish as a midfielder, then you're not selling him. Don't worry about obviously replacing him with another non-home home player because he's got to stay anyway.
To work with, haven't we?
So we're chilling.
Yeah,
we're chilling. 100%. Dean says, legit question: what do we do if Haaland goes down for a long time?
Jesus Christ, man.
Well, this is why I think that the sporting director, I don't know what you guys say. Let me ask you guys this question, actually, right? My point is basically, you know how Pep apparently is the one that said he didn't want Kyogo, not because he didn't like him, because he didn't want an extra player. My point is that the sporting director should sign one anyway, because their job as a sporting director is to ensure that the squad is capable, basically, of going for the trophies. And I just think it was blindingly obvious when you've got 70 matches, having one striker is not good, man. Like, I just think that the sporting director should take it out of Pep's hands. People are telling me, like, no, you can't do that. It's like, what? You think Pep's going to resign if you sign him a striker? I just think we should just sign one anyway, regardless of what Pep. Yeah. I just don't think that Pep's going to resign because you signed him a striker.
No.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I also don't know how true that is. Like, because every interview that we've kind of heard from Pep, he's always said, like, I deal with the players that the board gives me. So I guess he must have some kind of a say in it, but I'd imagine it will probably be like, do you want this player or do you want that player? And he'd be like, I want that player. Like, I can't imagine like they go to him and say, oh, we're going to sign this player. Is that okay? Like, I'm pretty sure the board just do it whether they want to or not. And Pep's always come out and said, well, you know, that's for the board to decide. Like, any interviews where they've said, like, oh, do you think you're going to sign anyone in January? And he's like, see what the board says. Like it always seems to be that he's putting the board in favour of these signings. So I don't know how true that is, but I think Viana is going to come in and shake things up a bit. I don't think we're going to be release clause FC as much as we have been. I think we're actually going to stamp our authority and actually pay decent money for.
Well, we're going to have to pay a decent money, Bevel, because if we don't do release clauses, bro, people are going to cook us on the transfer fee because they know we're coming.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I think we are going to do release clauses, as many as possible, because people are just going to roast us. And this is because we've left it to the point where we need to do a big rebuild so everyone knows we're coming. This is why you just got to, every year, you just got to refresh the squad, 2-3 players of good quality. Just keep it ticking over. And then you don't have to go out and spend £500 million on rebuilding the squad because you just kept it ticking over.
Now everyone knows we're desperate and they're going to add city tax onto it, aren't they? Like they did a few years ago.
Yeah, and then you throw in something like, Edison suddenly wants to leave, and suddenly you're like, well, fucking hell, I need a right back, a centre back, a midfielder, 2 midfielders, a striker, a winger, and now Edison wants to leave. And then people are saying to me, you want to sell 6 or 7 players? No, I don't want to sell 6 or 7 players. But the point is, we're going to have to sell 6 or 7 players because this is the position that we put ourselves in. I don't want to be sitting there saying we've got to sell 35% of the squad. Do you think I really want to do that? No. But that's the position that we put ourselves in because we failed to refresh this squad over the last 2 years since the treble. And now he's sitting here, you know what I mean? And we've got like Walker who's going to go, Edison that's going to go. We're now speaking about Ake and Stones. One of them's got to go, if not both of them. Kovacic and Gundo both up for debate. Kevin De Bruyne's up for debate. Grealish is up for debate. Like this is just real talk. This isn't like exaggerating the situation. This is just real talk. And this is because you've got to keep it ticking over, man.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I said at the start of the stream, I'll finish with it now, that is why this rebuild needs to start in January.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it is what it is.
We're not getting 8 players out and 8 players in all at the same time.
100%.
Yeah.
And now the club's putting itself in a position where they've got to go out and spend like 400 mil to refresh the squad rather than just keep it ticking over. The club basically should have a minimum spend every summer of around £100 million just to keep things ticking over. And what that'll do is that'll stop you going bang up here, like spending 500 mil. You might go 100, 200, 100, 200, 75, 100. But like, as soon as you go to what we've done, which is 25 million in the summer, that's just going to go the other way, isn't it? That's the truth.
Liverpool have done it, haven't they?
Well, I was just going to say, you're looking at it from this side as well. When was the last time we actually bought someone in January? What, Laporte?
Laporte, yeah. That's the only one I can remember that made a difference.
Technically Alvarez, but we loaned him back, so Laporte.
Well, we bought Alvarez in the summer and then we brought him in the January, didn't we?
We bought him in January 22. We loaned him back for 6 months, and then we got him in the summer.
All right.
Laporte. It's probably Laporte.
Yeah. All right. Let's have a look at these. Let's have a look at these super chats before we end up wrapping up. Big up to you guys as well. Dean, by the way, says Pedro Porro is shite, no cap. For a goal out for Hakimi. He's literally the best Walker replacement. I don't really know too much about that Hakimi, guys. I can't lie. I don't really. The only thing I knew about him is when he fucking went through that court case. Other than that, I don't really know nothing about him, to be honest with you.
If it wasn't for the court case, I would be all in for him. But
what actually happened there? Has he done anything dodgy, or did he just have a divorce?
All I heard was that his wife wanted like half of everything, but he put everything in his mum's name.
In his mum's bank account, or something like that. So she couldn't get any money off him.
She could get half of anything, yeah. That's all I heard.
Smart man.
Yeah, big up to Amos. This is legit. January in the summer, could genuinely consist of needing a goalkeeper, backup goalkeeper, third goalkeeper, right back, centre back, left back, holding midfielder, general midfielder, and a goal scoring forward. That's actually so true. And that's why I'm saying, like, bro, you've got to just keep it ticking over, man. You do. You really do. Yeah, Hakimi has the quality, but it's the cloud around him. Yeah. Oh, what's this? Rape allegations. Yeah, swerve that.
Yeah, that's why I said that's what I. Yeah.
Oh, I've not heard those ones.
Yeah.
No.
So, all right, let's have a look at these super chats before we wrap up. Bill to Lauren says, "Be smart with the rebuild. We must get versatile players who can play multiple positions. It saves needing to buy too many players. It's a safer bet." Says Lauren.
See, I disagree with that. I think we have too many players who are just good in multiple positions as opposed to,
but not a master in one.
Exactly. Well. 4 best players in my opinion: Rodri, De Bruyne, Diaz and Haaland.
Who only played that position.
They only play one position, but they're the best in the world there.
I agree.
We have too many Our situation right now is we have Gundogan, Kovacic. They can play 8 and 6, but they're just not good at it.
We've had a makeshift back four, man, for like the last 5 years, playing like Fabian Delph and Zinchenko and playing with 4 centre-backs at the back.
Yeah.
I think it's about time we invested in players who are a master at their position that they've played all their lives. And yeah, I'm not keen on the utility players shout, to be fair.
Yeah,
I agree with Danny.
That's why I don't like Ederson from Atalanta. Every time I've watched him, he's an 8 playing who we want to play a 6. It's just not going to work. You're going to have the same problems. Anyway.
Yeah. I'd be amazed if we got Ederson. Amazed. I know I only watched one game, and I will watch more, although I don't really want to. But he was bad. Like, really. And by the way, yeah, everything that we need, he didn't show. No energy. Lethargy. You watched the game, Danny. Innit? I'm telling the truth.
You are? I watched him yesterday as well. He was fine, but it was only in possession that he was fine. Out of possession, just jogs around, doesn't really win the ball. I get told he's a ball winner. I just haven't seen it.
Yeah. That's what we need.
It is wild. It is proper mad how like people gas these players up, and then I watch them and they're just trash. And I'm like, yo, what is going on here? Am I just like bare unlucky with these players or something? It's just like, it's actually wild. It really, really is. And then we got linked with this Pepperloo guy today, and I'm like, who the hell is this? I literally never heard of this guy in my life.
The guy doesn't start for the Spanish team. I don't know how he could get minutes for us, but I haven't watched it.
Crazy shouts, man. Football manager.
I saw a question come in. I was just going to say, I saw a question come in saying, if you were to sign any one of City's players from that 2012 season, who would you sign for now?
For right now, for the rest of the season, or long term?
Yeah.
Only one answer. There's only one answer.
Anyone from that 2012, who would you sign?
Is there only one answer?
I was going to say, is there only one?
Oh, I think it's Yaya Toure, and I won't listen to anything else.
So that was my initial inclination, but it's hard to say no to David Silva. It's hard to say no to Vinny Company on the back line. But my initial inclination was with you, Yaya Toure. Well, I saw that on, I don't know where it was. I saw it, but yeah.
I like
Yaya. But Nigel de Jong, it has to be.
I don't mind the guy at De Jong shout either. Or Gareth Barry, mate. Underrated baller.
Yeah. I would go Yaya Toure.
He would shore up that midfield all day.
I'd go Yaya, but like I think Zabaleta, maybe even Vinny because of all the injuries that we're getting. Gaz Baz, Nigel de Jong, Yaya Toure, David Silva for the control of the football.
Did you just suggest Vincent Kompany to solve an injury problem?
But I'm taking Vinny when he's not getting injured. You know what I mean?
I like the Zabba shout as well, LB. We need a right back, definitely. And a right back who can defend. So puts it all on the line. Sure. I love Zabba.
Yeah, but I would pick Yaya.
Yeah, it'd have to be Yaya, I think.
Imagine him coming into this fucking midfield.
He won't be getting bullied off Will Hughes anyway. Put it that way.
And we wouldn't have this curse either.
It's insane. Big up to Fusion as well. So get Eze, you'd be cheap if Palace go down. I don't know about Eze, man.
Palace isn't going down. We can't even beat him. What are you talking about?
He's another one. He's been shit this year. He can't put his chances away. We're all talking about we want players who put up numbers. I think Eze's had the most shots out of any player in the league this year, and he scored like 1 goal maybe. So he's exactly the player that we're trying to avoid signing.
He just stinks.
One more than no at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah, but I don't like the Eze shout at all. Overrated.
Yeah, he scored 1 Prem goal.
1 Prem goal, and he has more shots than anyone in the league.
Is that actually true? Yeah.
I swear to God, I read a couple of weeks ago that he's either the number 1 or he's right up there in most shots. Yeah.
That's mad. That's crazy.
Can you people I might have sold this one.
Who's a massive as well? Says Pep and Tiki Bowl was going to leave next summer, leaving the squad how it is now under new management. Madness for any club if you deep it, says Massam. Well, that's one of the reasons why Pep's decided to stay on in it. Do you know what I mean? That's the reason, because I think he knew, and he sort of said that, didn't he, in his interview? He said, we're basically crap at the moment. You don't want to leave us in the shit, so. Yeah, I don't know, man. I've said it for a while, though. I'm excited, man, about this next period of Manchester City. Unfortunately, we have to go through this period of shit where we win 1 game in 9, which is unfortunate. However, the rebuild, man, and the building up a new team, buying new players, see who we get, and saying bye and thank you to the players that have been so good for us and who have to leave. Even like a Walker who is now stinking up the gaff, but I mean, like the guy's been unbelievable for us, and. Do you know what I mean? Like, just because he's had this bit of a shit period, like, won't stop me from remembering that he's been probably the best right back in the Prem and Defo City's best right back. And I'm just excited. It's just a shame that it's coming this way where they've left it so long, where we're going to have to get rid of so many of these players. And they're all going. A lot of these players are going to leave at the same time as well, which sort of like weakens some of their goodbyes. You know what I mean? Rather than just ticking 1 or 2 of them across a year, we've got 3 or 4 leave at the same point. It's going to be like, I'll be dead, mate.
Yeah,
it's mad. I know.
We did it perfectly with Hart and Fernandinho and Zabaleta. They all got like a year each, didn't they? All in a row. So
David Silva, yeah.
Be nice to see us starting to do the same thing from now, I think.
Yeah, no, definitely. Anything else, boys? We've not spoke about. You want to pick up on?
Probably just what we think of moving forward into the derby at the weekend.
Yeah, that's what we're looking for. It's a must win, isn't it?
I think the way that
who's going to play a defender? Because again, now Rico's out too.
You'd hope Akanji's back.
Yeah, I think Akanji will be back for that.
Okay, great.
I'd want
Can
to
you argue a yellow?
play him right back though. I'd want to play Akanji right back. I don't know whether I can trust Walker, man, in that back 4 against United's pace up front.
Simpson Pugh.
They both need to come
Derby, bro.
I can't go through a Walker.
Yeah.
But we've just been saying we give away like 1-2 goals a game with Walker in the team. I don't think I can go into the derby with him at right back. I can't do it.
I mean, he is going to start, you know that.
Yeah, for sure.
He is definitely going to play. Yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking that the way that they'll play against us will be ultimate counter-attack ball, and that's not ideal. I'm a bit worried, if I'm being honest with you. I'm a bit worried about it. I think they're just going to sit back in a back 5 and then just hit us on the break through the middle. I think he'll have a back 5, yeah, and then I think what he'll do is he'll just put pure like pacey ballers through the middle, and he's basically team plan will be absorb the pressure, win the ball, play it through the middle, go straight through the middle. I think that's what he's going to do basically.
Oh, and it's Amorim as well, so yeah,
he knows the formula already, don't he?
Yeah.
Oh man, and we'll play that fucking high line already. Suicide ball. I'm shitting it, man.
He hasn't got the players to do it though. Did you watch the United game tonight? They were trash.
Yeah, they were awful.
They were shit. Yeah, but Spurs are shit every game, and they absolutely battered us. Didn't they? So it's hard to say.
Into a prime boss when they play.
These teams turn up against us like it's the cup final every time they're playing. Man, United's another one, man. They do it to us every year. Look at the FA Cup final last season. We was probably one of the biggest favourites in an FA Cup final ever, and they turned us over, didn't they? So
we are single-handedly responsible for Marcus Rashford's career. Like that guy would be at Leicester City or something right now if we didn't exist.
Yeah,
but he will score next weekend. We will all have a meltdown, and we'll see what happens.
Well, how seriously are you guys taking the Juventus game in terms of starting 11 and Kevin De Bruyne? Because I've accepted really that top 8 I think is unrealistic given the fact we've got Juventus and PSG. But so I think if we get 4 points out of our next 2 games, I think we finish in like the knockout thing. Do you guys play De Bruyne on Wednesday, or do you sack it off? I don't play De Bruyne on Wednesday. I don't think.
I think from the last 2 Champions League games, I seriously think we get 6 points from 6. I don't think PSG are what they used to be. Certainly Juventus aren't what they used to be. No. I don't see any reason why we can't go and get 6 points from 6.
It depends how much of a risk he wants to take, though, doesn't it, with the team? It's what we're trying to prioritise. I think he's going to be in his head at the moment. Whether we're putting it all into trying to kick back in the league, especially in the derby, such a big game for us, or we're kind of just settling for the fact that we're going to come in that mid-table zone in the Champions League and we're going to have to play a play-in anyway.
Here's something for you with the play-in. My mate sent me something earlier. As it stands, we'd face either Atletico or Milan in the playoff because they group it by 2 groups of 2. So Atletico and Milan will face us and PSV. some combination.
Oh, so it's not a draw. How's it work, Danny?
Well, see, I didn't know about this until now.
No, it's seeded, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it's seeded. There's 2 seeded teams, 2 unseeded teams. They group it by groups of 4 based on your position. So we're currently in our little bracket, we're one of the lower seeds. So Atletico will play us or PSV. Milan will play the other one.
Because they're the highest seeds in that playing bracket.
And then the 2 winners, as it stands, will play Liverpool and Inter in the round of 16. So,
Nah.
So that's as it stands.
Kev.
So that's as it stands, right? So we either need to go down or we need to go up.
Oh, Kevin De Bruyne.
Yeah. So that gets me to my point. I'm taking it seriously on Wednesday.
Oh, damn. I didn't realise that, man.
Because
I didn't really look into that part of the rules. Cause I thought we'd finish in the top 8. So
you'd like to think as well, we've probably got a better chance now with the signings in January that you talk about of winning the Champions League.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
That. So you'd probably like to think that we should be prioritising these games then really now.
Well, that's what Real Mario says if you don't think we can win the league, why are you resting him against Juventus for United? Which is a good point.
We need to come as high as possible, really, in that group stage. So send Kevin in there, man, to battle. Let's have it.
Yeah, all right, big up, man.
Or even if we can get 3-0 up, bring him off. Just get the insurance that we need. But I mean, even that's not been given over the last few weeks.
It is bold of you to assume we're going to go 2-3-0.
But Bello, you're so positive. You're sitting here going, "We're going to beat PSG and Juventus." You're saying sub him off after 2 or 3-0. I'm like, "Whoa, bro, what? We won 1 game in 9."
I'm just trying to keep the positivity up, lads. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to keep happy.
Yeah, I mean, this is the problem, though, isn't it? At the same time, Joe says, like, can you play Kevin De Bruyne 3 times in a week? I just think it's asking for problems, man, to be honest with you.
He's done it before. Come on. He can do it. He's just had a massive break for 2 months.
You are kind of asking for it.
If he plays on Juventus and gets injured, everyone will be like, yeah, he's hardly kicked a ball and then he's played, 70 minutes, 80 minutes, 90 minutes in the space of
but if he didn't start, everyone would be crying.
No, I was going to say, if he doesn't start and we lose, they're going to be like, oh, why didn't he start?
Yeah, when he's been our probably best player over the last 2 games. So
the problem is as well, you've got no. I know Foden's been poor this year, but like the one competition he's actually been semi decent in is the Champions League. But you got no Foden, so you go into the game without no Foden and no De Bruyne.
There's no goals or creativity in that team without them too. So he's got to play, I think.
Yeah. No,
I think we can take Juve though.
They're a weird team. They have like 4 wins, 6 draws, and no losses in the league, and then they're like 1 win, 2 draw, 1 loss in the Champions League. So they're a hard team to beat, but they're also a hard team to lose.
Yeah, that's so weird. They're unbeaten in the league, but they're 6th.
Yeah,
I'll say they're in 6th place.
What the hell?
That's like the Arsenal's invincible season, that, isn't it?
This happens in Argentina as well. There's so many teams that have like 10 wins, 12 draws, and 2 losses. It's just so weird.
That is mad. Yeah, I don't know. I've not watched anything of Juventus, man. What's that Locatelli guy saying? Is he still there? Remember we was linked with him? Was that Fagioli guy? We were linked with him a couple of weeks ago. What's he saying? Decent or not?
I just feel like any Italian in our team would be good because every other team seems to have some player that's mastered the dark arts, and we just don't have one of those players. And I just feel like any Italian just brings that instantly into the team because they all know how to shit their way through to to 90 minutes. You're 2-0 up. I'll take a little knock and I'll go down and pretend to be injured. It's kind of what all Italian. Like
did you see Will Hughes today, Neville, fucking hurt his knee and hold his head?
Yeah, that was bad.
Yeah.
And the ref stopped the game as well, didn't
he? Scammed the system, man.
I know, yeah.
He stopped the game.
That's what I mean. All teams seem to have one or 2 players that do that, and we just don't have that.
He looks like Draco Malfoy and acts like him as well. That's what I'll say.
Yeah, I know. He's acting like Lionel Messi today, mate. He's fucking cooking us.
The closest we have to that kind of player is Grealish, who draws on fouls, but I don't think he does it enough.
Yeah. Well, he's not fit enough at the moment anyway. So that ref
No.
was shit today. I'm not blaming him for the result at all. Not one little bit, but that ref was shit. He stops the game so
Yeah,
much.
there's too many stoppages, but I don't think you can blame him for the goals.
Nah,
No, not at all.
not
Yeah.
at all. All
Worse
right,
news in
boys.
Jan now. People are saying, "Fuck it." we are mudded, mate. If that's our answer.
It's crazy. It's crazy. All right, and big up, lads. Oh, sorry, man. I didn't say this one. John Duran, he's just signed a new contract, man. This guy scores for fun off the bench. I don't think he just signed a new contract, though, Matthias, bro. Like, literally, like 4 weeks ago, something like that.
I think he got the start today and got a
I don't
goal.
think he'd scored for ages before today, though. I was hearing the commentators
Yeah,
before the game saying that he scores from off the bench in the last 20 minutes, but every time he started, he's not scored.
I think he had a run where he scored like 3 or 4 games in a row off the bench.
Yeah, off the bench.
Yeah, he would come in and he would get a goal. They win a game or whatever. So it probably has been a little bit of a gap, but got one today.
Yeah,
I haven't heard that guy's name in like a month. Like,
he's not scored. He's not scored for ages.
I tell you what's doing my head in as well. Sorry, this last point, is why none of our players make near post runs for crosses. You notice this?
Yeah.
Like when in the treble year, Gundogan used to arrive at that near post. Aguero was the master of it, right? Haaland always goes back post. Why do we not have somebody running in at the near post? Because you know it's going to be free. Because Haaland is always at the back post. The amount of crosses that actually beat like the fullback, and then get cleared away by the centre back. If you just have one runner making that run, we get so many more goals, man. And it's so frustrating. There was one today. Someone put a ball in today. Can't remember who it was, and it was a brilliant. I think it might have been Nunes or someone. Someone put a ball in today. It was a brilliant ball. And it just needed someone to make a little near post run just to dink it past the goalkeeper, man. And we never do it, man. It's so frustrating.
It's probably an easier chance to score as well. You don't even have to like generate any power or anything, do you? Just one touch.
Flick it on.
I actually said in the window, the summer window, I said bringing in Gundogan would be perfect because of those near post runs. Because when you see Doku making those balls, he doesn't play balls to the back post. He plays them to the front post. So Gundogan being there to come and finish off some of those chances is ideal. But it's just not happened.
And I think it's because he's been asked to play so deep as well. He's not really got the freedom to make runs into the box. He's literally our only man, really, for the counter-attack to try and stop it, isn't he? So I think he's more hesitant to even make those runs into the box nowadays.
Exactly.
Because he used to score.
That chat is spot on, by the way. That chat is absolutely right.
Yeah,
that's why I'd sign
making those runs.
That's why I'd sign a number 6 in January and not just some number 8. Because you give Gundo license to go forward as well.
Yeah, he's too old to be playing that position now, man, to be mopping everything up in there.
Yeah.
And it's not his fault, is it? But
yeah, Dean says Alvarez probably the worst City sale in the last 10 years. He actually had numbers that are rare to find these days. I feel bad, man, because like there was so many times last year I was like, fucking he's shit, not shit. Like I don't going to ham, but like you know what I mean, like saying, oh, he's not performing, like get him out of the midfield. But bro, what I do for his numbers, and the thing is, I wasn't. It wasn't like you was for the sale. Yeah, I didn't think we'd not buy anyone to replace him. Otherwise, obviously, I would have been against the sale. I didn't think it was going to sell for 85 mil, whatever it was, and then not buy anyone. I mean, that's so stupid.
It's funny because people said in the summer his G&A won't just disappear; it'll get spread around the squad, and it just didn't. It did just disappear.
I don't like that. I don't like it when people say spread around the squad. No.
Not when you have people like Grealish who haven't scored in a year. You know.
Bro, did you see the thing?
One who doesn't even work the keeper. He can't get it past the defender.
Yeah, Grealish will go a full year without scoring on the 16th of December. We play United on the 15th.
Yeah.
I've seen him
he's going to do it.
Yeah, he's been getting...
Grealish Hattie, I'm here for it. Grealish Hattie, I'm here for it.
It was funny because earlier in the year, LB was cooking Grealish because he was like, oh, he doesn't even get past the first man and all his shots get blocked. And then I saw an interview and Grealish was like, all my shots get blocked. I was like, listen to LB.
Bro,
Shot block merchant.
Yeah, it's actually wild. So, although there was some Grealish defender trying to tell me that he scored in pre-season this year, and I was like, all right, okay.
Come on.
All right, come on, man.
I feel like Savio's going the same way, though. Like, all of Savio's shots seems to be getting blocked at the moment.
Nah, I feel Savio has a lot more shots that don't get blocked. He just doesn't hit the target.
He misses the target.
Or they're just off by a little bit. They're not off by miles, but
Savio's better at beating a man, isn't he? Yeah, he's better at beating a man than Grealish is, so he usually does tend to get his shot away. It's just him missing, pretty much.
I still have hope for Savio, man. I just think he needs to get that first goal, man. I think if he gets that first goal, I think a few will come. I don't think he's ever going to be a 15, 20 goal season like Mahrez, but I think he can get 10 a season. Do you know what I mean? Which is not ideal. It's not great, but like if you can chip in with 10, it's better than nothing, isn't it?
Yeah, he's definitely got the talent. Yeah, you can see it in him. He's got to just fucking hit the target, man. Simple.
And like I said, the reason people are impatient is because no one scores except for Haaland. If we had goals in the team, no one would really care that Savio isn't scoring.
This is facts.
Yeah,
this is facts. All right, and boys. Well, big up lads. Big up for joining. Big up the panel as well. Smash up the likes if you've not done so already. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. We've got the match reaction on this channel as well. If you've not watched the player ratings, go over to the second channel, More LB. That's over there. Live tomorrow. I'll see if Nobbins is available for an episode of Elbins. He did a post-mortem as well. Tomorrow, Sunday, Monday. He's done a stream as well. He's done a post-mortem. I listened to a little bit of it before. He seems to have the same sort of thoughts as me, but go and check it out anyway. Smash a like. Big up to Bevel, Danny, Jay, Tarek, and obviously Steve was on earlier on. Smash up the likes. Get well soon to Alan as well, because Alan's ill. And of course Antonio as well, because he's been involved in a big fucking car crash, man. So apparently he's stable anyway, the West Ham striker. So yeah, smash up the likes, and we'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.
See you later, boys.